Put your hands up, sing the song.
Oh my gosh.
Right away. My hips like, yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another. Oh, someone did.
Sorry. Let me just get it out.
Someone farted. Did someone fart?
Welcome back to another episode of the. Oh, sorry. Just stop.
You
went, but. Welcome back to the Vajayjays podcast. I'm Catherine.
I'm Krista.
And Tiffany.
And I'm Liz.
Before we get started, we just want to say thank you for all the views. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. So today we're going to talk about... sorry. So today's episode is about girl friendships.
What? What is funny
Why
about
did
that?
you do that?
So
All
today's
right.
episode...
Oh my God.
This is why we can't be friends with girls. Right.
We're really excited about today's topic because we've been wanting to talk about this since we started the podcast, which is why is it so hard to find like a solid group of girlfriends and why it's so important for us. So I guess we can start by sharing about how we met and like our friendship and how we got to where we are now.
Me and Krista should tie this at the beginning. So I met Krista back in kindergarten, and which I was a bully to her and our other friend Tracy, which I have no recollection of, but we also had our first grade class together in which she was like, you turned a completely new leaf, like, I don't even know who you are. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But we've been friends since elementary school and all the way now. And then everybody kind of got together in middle school. I guess that's where we can kick it off.
I think our middle school class was like the best class. Like I
Yeah.
feel like everybody like kicked it with everybody. Like even if you didn't like hang out at lunch every single day, like you still could walk up to that group of friends and be like, yo, like what are you guys doing? You know, it wasn't like
Yeah.
we weren't cliquey at
Yeah.
all.
I had so much fun in middle school. Everyone just got along really well. And then us four met then, but then we kind of like disconnected in high school. Krista went to another school, right? And I don't think many of us, I still talk to like Tiffany, but we all weren't hanging out together.
I think that's when it got cliquey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? You know how on Facebook you can go back and see your friendship with another person?
Mhm.
Every year, like in high school, I remember because social media wasn't really that big back then, like where to the point where we're like, hey, like I talk to you all the time. But Catherine would always message me on my birthday saying, happy birthday, miss you. And she'd be like, let's hang out. And then slowly throughout high school was like, we don't talk anymore, Krista. And I was like,
I did
I don't remember her ever saying this. But I was like, yeah, you did that.
Oh, I'm so
And it went
nice.
all the
I'm
way
just
through
kidding.
college. It was like, dude, seriously, we haven't talked in a while, but happy birthday. And I was
Because
like,
me and you
oh,
had
that's
so
cute.
much fun in middle school. And
Yeah,
I was
we
like
were
so
so-
sad you left.
I was so sad too. You don't even know.
We were all sad. I think we had like a sad
Yeah.
party together.
Your birthday
Yeah.
was so fun in the hotel. And then it's like, bye, Krista.
You were the only friend who didn't come to high school with us.
Yeah,
Kind
that's
of
true.
glad. High school was so weird for me. Just so many transitioning. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I didn't
Good
like
thing
it
you
either.
guys didn't see it.
No, I think it was like a different change for everybody because like you're just exposed to a lot of people and you just find out that you're like, I'm not as close to this person as I thought I was. And then it's just like, I don't know.
But then
How
the
the cookie
funny
crumbles.
part is how we all reconnected after to become the Vajayjays.
Yeah.
Vajayjays.
I don't even know how to tell this story because I don't really remember it. But I think Tiff, you remember it.
I think
So
yeah, okay.
in freshman year, I got a class with Krista. Super random. It was like
college.
our math class. Yes.
It
in
was
college.
remedial math.
It was remedial. It's just so funny because I'm finance and she's accounting, so it makes no sense.
And they're the math people.
They're the creatives and they're the
Oh.
business.
And fun story, not only were we in remedial math, we just kept whispering to each other.
Yes.
And the teacher, like this is like one of those large lectures, like 200 people per class. And we were so loud, I guess so obvious. The teacher was like, excuse me, ladies, this is not elementary school. And I was like, kind of is. He was like, see me after class. And I was like, God damn, like out of all people, like it has to be us.
She just told us to stop talking, which we didn't do anyways.
And then I think I met up with Krista at San Jose State too, and I was like, yo, is that really her? Like it was like a church group, and they had like separated the girls and the boys, and I was like, okay, like this is my chance to see if it's like actually her or if it's like a doppelganger. So then I finally like went and was like, peeped my head over, and then she peeped her head over at the same time, and I was like, it's you. And she's like, yeah, it's me, it's you.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't even finish my sentence. I was like, hey, are you? And she was like, yeah, I am.
It's like poker. Are you real? And then I remember when I came back from San Diego, even when I was in college, me and Tiffany hung out once in a while when I came back home. And then I moved home from San Diego, and then we went to eat or something. And then we talked about, I don't know why we were talking about like Krista.
We were reminiscing about middle school days, and then we were like, yeah, I miss Krista. And I was like, yo, she goes to state. I was like, you want me to hit her up and we can like meet up? And then we went to Snow Crave, which is popping back in the day.
But I didn't see Krista for like what, I don't know how many years. And then when we got back together, it was like the same. Like we had so much fun catching up. Then she was like, I also see Alyssa. And I was like, what the hell? And then we were like, let's have a hangout us four. But I think we were all kind of like, we don't know how this is gonna go because we haven't all hung out us four since like middle school.
That's definitely how I was feeling. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, but it wasn't weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, at all.
Dude, okay, so I didn't tell you guys this, but I was like, you know how like I was the only one who went to a different high school? Like, you know when you meet a group of friends and you like get along, but sometimes you just don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just don't feel like
You fit
like
in.
they don't get me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, why is it middle school? I always felt like everybody I talked to in middle school, like they just got me. Then after high school, it got like harder to find. And then I got to college and I was like, shit, this is even harder to find. And then when I found you guys again, I was like, oh, you know what? They still get me. It's cool.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that.
Yeah, we just like kept hanging out us four after that. And then now we are here. How many years has that been after college now?
I think we started hanging out in 2017. So it's been like 3 years since we've been like hanging out.
Crazy.
Remember the year?
Yeah, because we posted it on like the gram. So I get like memories every so often. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into why. Okay, I see everywhere people saying it's really hard to find like a group of girlfriends. So how is it for you guys up until us? Like, did you guys have a solid group of girlfriends?
Yes. And in middle school, it would be part of our attack.
Oh yeah, you guys. They were in a group called Attack.
We were a part of attack that we like hung out. We had a notebook that we would pass to each person, and we would just write like how we're like, it would be really dumb. We'd write like how we were feeling or just like stupid stuff the whole time. But I really cherish it.
Wait, but if you put it into context, like now, like it's similar to texting. Like we didn't have texting. We literally had to pay for texting. Like that's how old we are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so we were literally just texting each other like any other like preteen little girls are doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like the original group chat. You realize?
Literally.
And we would put like LOL. So this just happened. OMG.
Yes.
RAR.
Oh yeah, RAR XD.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, XD was in there for sure. I feel like for me, I haven't really had like a solid group of girlfriends. Like I had Attack in middle school, and then in high school, like I just jumped around friends. Like every year I had different friends that I like solidly hung out with. And then outside of high school, like after like freshman year in college, I only talked to like 1 or 2 people from high school. Like I didn't talk to anybody, and they were my only 2 girlfriends. And then even then, like they didn't hang out. Like it was never a group. Like I've always had like singular like girlfriends like here and there. And anytime like I did try to bring them together, like yeah, they would do it for me, and we would all hang out. Like whether it's like my birthday or they came over for a family party, like that would happen. But then it was never like, oh yeah, we're gonna click and be friends forever kind of thing.
Same situation for me. Like middle school, I had my friends, but then after that, I feel like it was just hard for me to have. I was always like I have some friends here, some friends there, and it's like one girl here, one girl there, and it's like, but even when it was like 3 girls and one, I never felt like we were all super close, so I never had that solid group.
I had a group. They're so nice, but like I remember feeling like while being in that group, I was like, just feel like they just don't get me. Like I always have to explain myself, and not that it's like a bad thing, but it's like, if you always have to explain your jokes, it just kind of feels like, ooh, I don't know. But they were just like so nice to me, so I can't really. I don't know. I guess that's kind of why I was like, oh, this is my group because they're just so nice. But like, there's just that level of like, I don't think they really get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like through the beginning of college. Yeah.
And I think even like Catherine, like, right, we have different friends here, different friends there, different friends there. And like, even with those different friends, it's like a different level of trust and a different level of depth. So like this one friend would get me on this level, but another friend couldn't reach that level, or we never even tried to tap into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that different from like what we have?
What do you mean?
Like in our like 4 of us, right? Because we're like friends in a group, but we're also friends like individually. Like we can still like talk to each other individually, and I think we trust each other like on the same level.
For me, when I hang out with certain friends, I tell you guys, like, there are certain friends, even if I feel close to them, I can't be my full self. You 3 are like the ones where I can be my full self and I don't feel like I'm going to be judged, or you guys are going to be like, she's so annoying. Because like sometimes I tell you guys, am I talking too loud and too fast? Am I annoying? But then you guys are like, no. But other people tell me, damn, Catherine, you just talk so fast. I'm overwhelmed. And I'm like, I can totally be myself when I'm with you guys. So like, I think you guys are my only girlfriends that I can like really, really do that with. That's like a whole.
I feel like the longer that our friendship has like gone, the deeper our level has gone. And I think we're like able to open up more about a lot of different things that said not be mentioned. But even like our jokes, and like now we have a lot of jokes, because of the depth of our relationship and how long it's been, even though it's only been 3 years, but we still have like that history too. So it's like so complex in itself.
Yeah. Why do you think we and other girls say it's easier to be friends with guys than girls?
Because guys don't take it personally.
Yeah, I like that when
that's like the first thing.
For me, I'm a very, very sarcastic person when I'm talking. You guys know I'm always just going, just kidding at the end of what I'm saying, right? Like that's just how I talk. I like to make jokes, be sarcastic, but then I have that side of me where if you really know me, you know I'm trying to be a nice person. So like I don't mean it in a mean way, but there's some girls that are like, that was so mean. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, do I need to like filter myself? But with my guy friends, we can bust each other's balls and it's so fun. And I want girls to do that to me. I want you to roast me. So it's like so much easier for me to just be with guys because I don't have to filter myself. Yeah.
For me, I feel like I have more like my interest in life and in general, like the things I like to do are more common to guys than they are to girls.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be cliche or anything, but like I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't like hardly ever at that. Like I don't really like reality TV, like Kim, the Kardashians or like The Bachelor. Like I know you guys watch that, like no big deal, but like that's not like a show that I'm gonna go out and watch, to be intentional about. So like I have no like conversation starters, or I have nothing to talk about in that sense. So that's what makes it kind of difficult for me. Like me and Catherine will go put the game on and it's good, like
No, and I totally get what you're saying because with the whole makeup thing, I never put anything on my face till my 3rd year in college. And for girls, that's like pretty late. And even by then, I only let like my roommate put a brow gel in my eyebrow. I didn't even like draw an actual eyebrow. I didn't want anything on my face. And I never felt insecure about it until college when they were telling me, just let me put some on your eyebrow. I'm like, what's wrong with my eyebrows? And then I started looking at them. I'm like, I don't have any. And so then I'll occasionally put that on in mascara. But then when I graduated and we like kept going out here, all the AVGs, no offense, San Jose, but like I would go out with, I told you guys I would go out with one friend I knew and she would just introduce me to all her friends. So like I kept doing that with different girl groups. So I was introduced to so many people, but they would be like, Catherine, let me put on some fake eyelashes on you. I'm like, I don't like makeup. I feel like I look scary in it. Like it's heavy. Why do you want to wear something? And when you're dancing, like, is it falling off? Like, but I never felt insecure till then because sometimes they would make me feel like I'm not pretty enough to be around them. Because one time, one friend, when I went clubbing with her and we met up with her friends, they told me to stand on the side while they go try to get a free drink from the guys. And that was like, okay, are you telling me I'm not like pretty enough to be with you guys? Because they really try to just get free drinks. And I think that's so messed up that you literally just flirt with him for a second and get your drink and then you leave. Like that's shady. But the fact that she told me to stand on the side with random people, I was like, what the hell? And my friend let her do that to me. I was like, okay, this is why I hate girls.
That's so wild. I have a very similar story. I didn't wear makeup at all. No mascara, no nothing. Like my mom doesn't wear makeup, so it wasn't like something that was in my household in general. And then it was my second year in college and we were like gonna go out. My friend was like, let me just do your eyebrows. Same story. I was like, what's wrong with my eyebrows? Like, what do you mean? And she was like, let me just fill them in. And then she did it and then I liked it. And eventually like I learned how to do my own eyebrows. But yeah, like same story, like making me feel some type of way about my own like self. Like
I remember being part of like this girl group as if we sing and like la la la. But I remember like we'd say, oh yeah, let's go out, and then they would be like, what are you wearing? And then they would like talk about what they were gonna wear and they would like coordinate. And I know that we do that, but the way that they did it was like they did it for so long, like it was the whole conversation. And it's like, ooh, I'm buying this and I'm buying that. And I just kind of like that, like, you know, I don't shop for clothes. The last time I really shopped for clothes with a person was with Catherine. And I was like, just tell me if this is like freaking ugly. If it's mildly ugly, that's fine. I like it. I'm still going to get it. But it was kind of like, and cool, that was the end of that. We had like our own like conversation about something else other than clothes. But like, yeah, I think maybe we're not as like into fashion.
Well, I love clothes, and like it's not like if you wear makeup or watch reality TV, because I love reality TV, but it's like it doesn't mean that's why we hate girls. Or not hate, sorry. It's like we don't really
get along.
Yeah, maybe we don't. Okay, we don't click so well with girls, but I think it's like it's their personality. Sometimes girls can get so competitive or like petty. That's what I mean. Like,
I think it's mostly just because maybe like most of the interests don't like necessarily match. So I like to play video games and I like to watch anime, and like back in the day that was like totally okay, but now it's like now it's kind of like becoming more of a mainstream thing. But before then, everyone would be like, oh, you watch anime? That's so weird. I'd be like, okay, well, I don't want to be friends with you if you're gonna judge me for stuff that I like. So like I'm not gonna be like around that influence. But you know, like I found I had a different set of girlfriends that I had in high school who like totally understood that side of me, and they're like totally accepting. I think that's why I think it's a lot easier to be friends with guys, is because they won't really judge you. They're kind of just like, oh, you like that? That's cool. Like whatever. Like they really don't care. They're just like, we're here to have fun. Like we're gonna cut the drama out and like leave that outside. Like we're here just to hang out. We're not here to talk about like all this other crazy stuff.
Exactly. What do you guys think about people saying that even guys will say girls are sometimes really fake because they know that you talk crap about this girl, but you're going to go pretend to be her friend in front of everyone. Like, do you guys think that's my poster just fell. Sorry. Do you guys, okay, hold on. Do you guys think that's like a stereotype that's kind of true with your experiences?
Yes. And I think it's mostly because they want guys to see like a better side of them than they are.
Sorry.
And it's mostly because they're like, oh, like, you know, like I'm gonna be cute and like nice, but like on the side, like she's like low-key kind of a bitch. And let's be honest, sometimes they be like that. And like I totally get them, because it's just like, why would you want to be around someone who's not gonna be themselves? And like, who wants to show a different side of themselves just because they want you to like them? Like,
and I think that's why us four work so well, or like I feel really grateful for this friendship, because when us four were together, we don't we've seen each other around our families. We've seen each other around our different friends on like birthdays and stuff. And we're always the same person. Like even if guys are around, we're not going to start acting different. Because I used to have friends that would be like, oh, I don't want to drink at all. Like I don't want to do anything. They just stand there at the club. But as soon as my guy friends come in, they go, hey, everyone, let's take shots. And they try to get her to come join. She starts drinking and acting all giddy. And I'm just like, it's so weird to see. Sorry, what is that?
Like giddy, like I'm a bear.
Then I look at it, I'm like, ew, this is why I just don't like to go out with girls. Like they act completely different when they want attention from dudes.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like maybe that's the factor between us. Like we're not out here like looking for a man like that. Like we know what we want in a man. We know what we're looking for. And I feel like that might be it.
Yeah. It's just easy because like we don't have to try to impress each other with our looks. And like we're so chill about everything. It's just easy.
And I love how like we can be so done with each other too.
Totally.
There's no judgment from this group. We'll just laugh it because it's funny, but we're not taking it to heart. So.
Yeah, and we can make fun of each other. It's hilarious.
Dude, this is how much they messed with me in middle school. I went up to turn my paper in to the teacher and I came back and I was like, where's my backpack? And then these two or I don't think you were in that class, Catherine, but Tiffany and Alyssa were like, oh, I think you left your backpack at the lunch table. I was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, you left it at the lunch table. So I ran all the way over there and then I didn't find my freaking backpack. I came back to class and they're like, you know what? It's probably in the dumpster. The janitor probably threw it away. So I was like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, and you have to climb up in the dumpster to go see if your backpack is inside because it's not going to overflow, you know? Yeah. So I freaking climb up this dumpster. I look for my backpack.
I'm crying.
Nowhere to be found. And then I was like, are you freaking serious? I was like, whatever. So I go back to class and, you know, class is already over. The bell's about to ring and there's my backpack on my chair, flipped inside out. All my stuff put back in it.
Oh my god!
I'm
crying.
Okay, we did checks like that just because we knew that like we wouldn't get upset. Like there are times that Krista has thrown garbage in my backpack.
She has done everything, Krista. Okay, and it's like we never get mad. Krista was
exactly. This is the dumb stuff. I know I did some stuff.
Let's just say that you deserve that.
I would also pull my own pranks.
Dude, you're making Alyssa cry real hard. Oh my gosh, you look. Is that what I look like?
Oh my god.
The story that needs to go out is Krista in our 8th grade trip to California, Great America.
Cut her off.
Krista, we're on a roller coaster where you face each other going up and down. She spit and it landed right here. Oh my god.
It landed on me.
It got on Sip, but mine was also right here. If I opened my mouth, her spit would have went. I would have thrown up backwards in your face.
And this is the importance of real female friendships that click because real friends would not take that personally.
Oh yeah, I bet you if it was another girl and you spit on their face, she would be pissed.
Yes, she would be.
They wouldn't be friends anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that turning backpacks inside out used to be our thing. Oh my god, I can't get over that.
I still wear backpacks, so I'm gonna switch back to purses.
Okay, we got it.
Just wait till she goes to the bathroom.
No, right?
Oh my gosh. I think majority of like what we're saying is that like it's kind of hard to like maintain like female friendships, you know, and to have ones that are like deeper. But I don't know if I'm the only one, but I actually think that it's harder to have like male friendships because it's hard because I'm a very like serious person. So I like to talk about my feelings. And if I ever bring that up with like a male, then then their feelings get involved. And like, I think they always think that I'm trying to start something like romantically. And I'm like, no, I just have a lot of feelings. And it's just kind of hard for me to be friends with a male, like where they're like thinking something else, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. For me, because it's so easy for me to connect with guys. They're all like my bros. So like I always can go to them with all my emotional stuff, and like they don't care. And I sometimes think it's easier to tell them than girls, because like they don't look like they get tired of it. And I would think that guys would get tired of it, but they don't. So I don't know. Different situations.
I think it also depends on like how well you know your guy friends. Because I feel like if I wanted to talk about something that's like very emotional to me that I couldn't like talk to Michael about, then I would definitely have to find someone that I trust and like who's open to listening, you know, and giving advice. If I know that like that friend like probably won't be able to, then I would probably just not tell them. But I think that they're open to it, and you know, I think it's kind of a lot easier than to tell a girl, because you know, when we're telling other girls, sometimes it feels like they're just doing it from like our perspective, like, and I get it, but it's like I kind of want another perspective is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can feel that, but I also feel Krista's side as well. I feel like anytime that I did try to open up to a guy friend, it always like led to a can of worms that like shouldn't have been open, I guess. I don't know. I think I mentioned in a podcast before, but like, yeah, like a lot of my guy friends have always said, like, if you didn't friend zone me, like it'd be a different story. And I'm like, bro, like, why can't you just be my friend? Like, why do you have to see me as that? You know, why can't you see me as just a bro? But I get it. I don't know.
My guy friends, I'm very touchy with them, and I lean on them all the time. Like they're like, it looks like we're in relationships. Sometimes people joke that, but like we're not. So like, I don't know, maybe it's a different level of, or they just don't like me.
I think you set those boundaries though, and I feel like maybe if I set like harder boundaries, but I didn't like explicitly say it, and at the same time like you have that like joking level, and maybe our friendship wasn't as jokey like that.
Yeah.
For them to be like, oh, okay, maybe I do have a chance, and I'm like,
oh, that's true.
There's no chance. Like
I'm like really mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and
joking
like,
mean, joking mean.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're just upfront about it, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. Dude, even if I said one time, I was like, oh, you just remind me of my little cousin or like my little brother,
girl.
then they still like think there's a chance. And I'm like, no. That's why I find that like it's important to have female friendships for that purpose, because the likely chance that they, I don't know, will like reciprocate feelings that I'm not putting out there is like less likely.
Did you guys like, when you were younger before us, always want like a strong group of girlfriends? Because I did. I felt like I see it in the movies a lot, or I would see friends have it, and I'm like, damn it, I thought I had that in college, right? And then like I had drama with girls, and I was like, this is my first time ever having drama. And then I was like, I don't want to be friends with girls anymore. That's why the rest of my college time I just spent it with boys for a whole year. But like, I always see it on TV, or I would see people and I'd be like, why can't I have that? I feel like I connect with people, but I just can't get a group that I feel like is like really solid and like gets me. And then I was like, okay, whatever, get over it, Catherine, right? And then this happened, and I was like, it's true. It comes when you're not looking.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. But I mean, I definitely think that media especially plays like this, or like draws this picture for girls at such a young age that like you need best friends, and there should be a few of you, and you should rule the world and be bullies and write notebooks about each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mean Girls.
Yeah, Mean Girls. But I mean, like, you just it makes you want to like have to fit in, or like have to make these connections and make them last long. And I feel like it can be unrealistic, because then you make friends right at school, and then summer comes. If you're not neighbors, like, when were you hanging out? Like, again, we didn't have phones. Like we weren't texting, we weren't calling each other unless we had our house phone. Like even then, like that was scary. Like, don't call my house phone. Like, let me call you. Make sure you're by the phone by 8. Like, you know, like there was so many guidelines, and so like how strict it was to hang out in the summer when we weren't in school.
I totally agree. Like, I feel like there's like a lot of pressure that you have to have a set group of friends by a certain age, and if you don't, then you just kind of like fail at friendship. That's how I felt.
Or a loser.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you. You're not friendly.
Your jokes
yeah,
are funny and we don't get you.
It's stuff like that, man. I think it's like it's more like of a necessity because it's like you need to have that girl group portrayal of having friends who are close to you, who will stay with you throughout the end of time. And it's like, okay, sorry, but that's not the reality of it. Like friends are gonna come and go, unfortunately. But it's like who you find your group it's totally random because I definitely didn't expect this. Like
Yeah.
I had a fallout with one of my best friends in college, and after that I was kind of just like scarred because I was just like, I can't put myself to be on that level like I was with her, with anyone else. So I think when we got together, I was just like, oh, this is like, we're pretty solid. We're good. Like everyone's just chilling. We're having fun. Like, and then, we can be open with each other too.
Yeah.
So for you guys who like have friends who just seem like a bit like overwhelming, what I mean is overwhelming is like kind of like too much for you, like energy wise, is like they're at like 120% all the time. How do you guys normally like handle them?
Well, okay, that's weird for me because my guy friends have said, okay, my friends are gonna come, or like, I want you to meet my girlfriend, and then they'll be like, Catherine, you need to like tone it down a little. She's a little shy, and you're gonna be overwhelming. I've been called that, but I don't get offended by it because I know I can be a little like, I'm ready to talk to you, and I like have so many questions. So like, am I overwhelming?
No.
No.
Okay.
Don't let nobody change you.
No, of course not. I'm still gonna be myself. Yeah, but it's just like that question, so I'm just like, huh?
I think when people say to like tone it down when you're meeting someone who's more on the like shy spectrum, it's more because I feel like for them, since you're such a ray of energy and like they're this little bubble, like you're shining just through them, so they're like just miss a little bit. Just like
That's cool.
I
I
totally understand it.
spectrum.
It's like it's true. It's kind of the same thing as if when like your boyfriend like truly knows who you are and they're just like, oh yeah, you're cool, but sometimes you can be a little sassy. And that's like when you meet my friends, like, can you just tone it down? Like they got to get to know you a little bit before you can go full level.
Yeah, and like I forget that not everyone is very open like right away. Cause like if I just meet you and you want to cry to me and tell me your whole life story, I'll listen and then I'll tell you mine. Like I trust you until you give me a reason not to, rather than the opposite. So it's like I have to remember that, but it's a lot easier with age.
Yes.
Like now I know, because before I didn't get it. I was like, why are people acting so like closed off? But now I know.
I feel like it has to do with like
it. Sorry. Go ahead.
I said I feel like it has to do with like being like extroverted versus introverted. And I feel like Catherine, you're just an extrovert, and like you're so friendly and you have that personality versus like us, or at least me. I feel like I'm in the middle of like because I can be super introverted, but I can also be super like extroverted.
Yeah.
So, like I don't know. I just feel like I'm not always like this. Oh my God, what's up? How's it going? Like, yes, tell me your life. Like, like I want to know everything about you. Like I can get to that level, but I also can get to the level where I'm like, don't talk to me.
Speaking as a shy person, I appreciate when people who are like extroverted 100% extra, like I appreciate it if they're extra, that they're at least like acknowledging that I'm in the room and trying to like say like, I see that you're here. I'm not just gonna ignore you because you're shy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I think about like, especially with like Tiffany's other friends that we've met from parties, because they're all very like, they all know each other and they're all very like extroverted and very like kind of out there. But every time we come over, they're always like, hey, I remember you from last time. And they'll like direct some of it to us, and it's not like they ignore us. Whereas I felt like from like meeting some other girls, they just kind of like pass over because you're not meeting me at my like level, so I'm just going to go meet somebody else who's going to be at my level.
How would you guys describe, like, what would you say would be the easiest way to be like friends with you? And I'm not saying like it has to be like a best friend, like deep level, like just be like, how would you like it to, how would you want someone to approach you if they wanted to be your friend?
Like anywhere?
Anywhere.
Honestly,
don't say at the club, Cat.
No, I'm thinking anywhere. if you just like smiled or like seemed approachable and you wanted to talk to me, I'm already like, let's talk. If you're gonna come and you're just gonna look at us like kind of just like go away, then I don't want to try to talk to you. That's all it takes. Just look approachable. Be friendly. Just say hi. I don't know.
I agree with you on that. I want to at least be like acknowledged. Like you don't have to say I'm there 24%, like or 24/7. Just like you acknowledge I'm there, and that's cool. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk, then we'll talk. That's cool.
I don't know. That's kind of tough. I feel like sometimes I'm not approachable.
Are we talking about the RBF?
Yeah. Most of us got it. I can't help it. My
so.
mouth just goes down. I want to smile.
I'm forcing a smile right now, so it's like really hard. Like by the end of our episode, my cheeks hurt because I'm like trying to like not look like this the whole time.
But that's my face too. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that I'm not approachable. I've heard that, oh, you're actually friendlier than you look, or than I thought. I've heard, I didn't think you were gonna be this nice. Yeah.
And I say this to
you. Like after they get to know me, they're like, wow, you know, when I first met you, I really didn't think you were gonna be this nice. Or like, I really thought you were gonna be a B, or I really thought I'm like, it just makes me wonder like what I'm doing to like give off either that vibe or that look. I don't know what that look is. And then my pastor, he's always telling me, those who are friendly have friends. And I'm like, so I'm not friendly now? Like what? Like how do I be friendly? I don't know. I don't know how I would want someone to approach me.
You know what's funny though? Is because I think one time you said, these are your words, that somebody told you that you're nice, but you're not friendly.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I don't even know who told me that, but someone did say that.
I don't know. Like she's a nice person, but like she's not friendly where she'll be like, hey, I'm Liz, like, hey. She'll just be like, hey, I'm Liz.
But like, does that make you frustrated when people say it could be your face? Because that's your face. Like my mouth also goes down, but I am not. I feel like I want to be approachable. I can't change. I'm not going to sit there the whole time and try to smile 24/7 because that's tiring. But it's like, it's our face. Why would people get mad at that? I would get it if you're an actual like jerk, but
I'll tell you this. There's this girl who like absolutely hated my freaking guts in middle school. Like she would like just like kind of trash talk me. Like I would just be walking home and she would just be like trash talking me. Like, or I would play music on my phone and I would put it up to my ear because we didn't have like earbuds or whatever back then. And so she'd be like, hey, can I see your phone? And I would give it to her. She turned off. She's like, don't play that shit. And then I was like, why are you so mean to me? And she didn't respond. And then she was like, you know what? Alyssa's my best friend. And I was like, so? Oh. She was like, she's my best friend, so I don't know if she's really your best friend. I was like, are you for real?
Caddy.
Are you for real? Because back then in middle school, me and Alyssa would be like, my BFF, best friend, like, I don't know, was it bracelets or necklaces or something like that? We had like matching best friend stuff. And she's like, that's my best friend. I was like, yeah, am I seriously getting harassed because somebody likes you that much? So I was even if
Alyssa, you are
friendly. Oh no. Keep going.
They're
Sorry,
fighting
I'll say
over you.
No, I was like, even if like she's not friendly, like people are still like willing to be bullies to be like her best friend.
She's a good person and she's fun.
She is. She has a good heart.
I think when they said friendly, meaning that like I'm not gonna go out of my way to like approach other people, and I won't, I don't know, I guess put off a presence that like gives someone else the option to come up to me, I guess. I don't know, like I don't have that bubbly vibe. Maybe that like bubbly, like, hey, how's it going? Oh my god, nice to meet you. I'm just like, yo, what's up? Oh, cool. Like, nice to meet you. I don't know, like.
How do you guys feel about friends who don't like mixing groups?
Oh.
Like, what do you think the reasoning behind that is?
Insecurities.
You think so?
I don't want you to steal my best friend. This literally happens to me actually all the time.
This
like
happened to me too. That's why I'm laughing.
Because like I wanted that. Like I want my friends to like coexist, and I want it to flow. I don't want it to be awkward. Like when I have kids, like of course, like I want you guys to all come, and you know I don't want to have to like sit at this table and like talk to you guys and then go to another table. You know, like I just want it to flow. And I would always mix my friends, and then they'll start hanging out without me, which cool, whatever, you know, that means that the relationship is good. And then all of a sudden I'm just never in the picture.
Oh
Yeah, like okay, cool guys,
That
I
is-
introduced y'all hang out all the time and no invite. Like
And people say like as adults you should just let that happen, like you shouldn't get jealous, but it is kind of sad and annoying. But like on my birthdays too, I don't want to have separate parties. I want everyone to come together so you guys can see how much I love everybody. Like I'm really happy with my group of friends and I want everyone to meet. And every year my birthday now, like people are remembering each other, so it's kind of cool. But like I've never had people get close and like separate like you, but it's happened where I went to a party and I got close to someone and then we became like really close friends, and that girl started hating us, and then I felt horrible, so I was like, should we stop hanging out? And he was just like, no. And then I'm like, I don't know what to do. It is really awkward.
And it shouldn't have even gotten to that point where they're just like upset about it.
But I get it. Like I see Alyssa's side too. That's your friend first, and then all of a sudden it's like, how come he doesn't want to hang out with her?
Yeah,
I kind of like it is a little bit of jealousy, because it's like y'all could have hit me up too. Like I could be hanging out with you guys, you know, at the same time. You guys just chose not to hit me up, so it kind of hits that part of it.
Yeah.
But like eventually I'm just like, okay, like whatever, y'all are friends, like it's good. Like I don't need to be part of that friendship. Like it's whatever. But it does kind of like rub you a wrong way.
Yeah. But he wasn't like I wasn't close to that girl, so it was those friendships where I kind of just was friends too because we were nice to each other, but like we never connected because we had such different personalities. And then her friend was like my personality, so it kind of just happened.
And so maybe it probably is jealousy too, that like, well, I didn't get that deeper level of connection that now you have, you know, like what are you guys talking about? Are you talking about me?
I did try to mix. I just think that like a lot of my friendships are just like singular friendships. Like you guys are like kind of like the only like group, I would say. Everyone else is just like a singular friendship, me and them. Whereas like if I were to bring everybody together, it would be like, what do we all have in common? And it's kind of like, I don't know what to talk to you about, because I'm shy, so I have a lot of shy friends too. So like if you put a bunch of shy people together, then it's kind of like
wallflowers.
Yeah.
I can see that. What about you, Tiff?
I try to do it, and it's kind of hard because it's kind of like I want everyone to get along, but it's like, you know, that when you have a group of people that know each other and are kind of cliquey, unfortunately, like they don't really make much of an effort to reach out to new people. Yeah. They're like, hey, like, what's up? And that's why I was like really worried when I had my birthday, because I was like, oh, I really want you guys to be my friends, but like some of them can kind of be like, I don't know, they just don't really want to put in effort. Like I'm down to meet new people and I like to introduce them to other people. Yeah. But I'm just like, it's more of the fear of like, oh, what if they don't get along, and then it's just gonna be weird, and then I'm just gonna have to go back and forth. I've never had the fear of like friends being like that close with everyone else, because it's like, I think I'm on a fairly like average level with everybody, unless it's like someone that I put closer in my circle, like you guys, then it'd be like, okay, maybe I'll be a little bit hurt if you guys, you know, hang out with them.
I never leave you. I'm just kidding.
Dude, we feel so guilty when one of us is not like hanging out with us. Like I think we were planning like a celebration for you, Alyssa, and like we were like doing like a FaceTime, like planning out something for you, and we're like, this doesn't feel right.
It was surprising you, but we still felt so guilty you weren't in the FaceTime call. It was so weird.
Whenever we surprise any of each other, I always feel like I'm cheating on you guys. Like when we're like in a separate group text, I'm like, and then I always have to be so cautious with and like making sure it's the right one when I'm saying. I feel like so sneaky because we always surprise each other. Like we're always like trying to like do something for one another.
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate about this friendship, that it's like women supporting other women. Whereas I felt like a lot of the problems why we were discussing like why we don't get along with other women, I think it's because there's always like a competition. Like I have to put on makeup and it has to be better than yours.
Yeah.
It has to.
My gift has to be better than yours. Like I'm that much closer to her, so it should be better than yours. It's like,
And my outfit has to be better than yours too. So what are you wearing? Versus us, it's like, are we comfy or are we cute?
Yeah.
Or
Because
what do
sometimes we're always
Yes.
comfy, and I just want us to. I want to wear my new clothes. So I'm like, guys, can we dress a little not comfy? And then those are like
No.
the rare days where we're just like, okay, let's dress up because it's kind of fun.
yeah, and I appreciate when you ask that, because sometimes I'm like, do I want to just be an average Joe today, or do we
Yeah.
want to be a little bit cuter today?
Yeah, and when we went clubbing, we helped each other curl our hair and get ready, and it was like, it's fun. Like I don't get very like, oh my god, am I not good enough? And it's just like, yeah.
You want to have fun. That's it. Oh my god.
Oh wow, I just appreciate you guys so much.
I
Because
know.
you guys really just don't care.
Yeah.
We don't.
But we do care.
We
You
don't
know what
care
I
in
mean?
the stuff
You
that
don't care
is
I
the
don't
not
care about
relevant.
stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you let me shop in your closets. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever lost a girl friendship that you wish you didn't lose, or that you kind of like, it is what it is?
Yes.
Mm.
And that was my ex bestie. But it's like, I can understand the reasons why we had our fallout. You know, like I was going through with my first boyfriend, so like I want to spend time with him. And I also had to, juggle between work and also going to school. And, we got into a fight. She's saying like I didn't spend enough time with her. I didn't care. And then eventually it just kind of like drifted off. And unfortunately, like that's just how it went. But if I could change it, then I probably would have tried to manage my time a lot more, because that was one of the best friendships I could
But
Aw,
it's also kind of a lame reason why she stopped being your friend. But I
Yeah.
mean,
it's just like
I
everyone's
get
got their
it.
reasons.
I get it, and I'm really sorry for you.
It's all good.
I feel like weird talking about mine just because I don't like to talk about people, but okay, I'm gonna try to do as little detail as possible. There was girls that I thought when I met them, I was like, damn, this is like, they get me. I can be crazy. we're gonna be each other's bridesmaids. Like the first few months we meet, like I thought they were gonna be my friends for life. And then because I never want to stand up for myself, I kind of for the first time had rumors spread about me, and I didn't say anything to defend myself ever. So because of them, I lost about 15 friends. Like half our group just completely cut me out, and that's why I was so depressed that year because I was so sad over those friendships, right? It's like I care about people so much. It was really hard for me. I had to go talk about it in therapy. And then coming out of it, I learned, I was like, wait, if like these are the kind of people they are, and like those friends just cut me out because of what those girls said, like I don't want to be friends with people like that. But it took me a really long time, because a year after I graduated, I told you I will always like reach out. I'm not afraid. I texted them and try to just be normal friends again, and completely look stupid because they were just still blaming me a year later in text. And I was like, why am I? And then I realized how stupid I was. Then I completely let it go. But that made me sad for like almost 2 years, because I was just like, damn.
Wait, so the 15 people that left, is that just like all those bridges are burned? Like there's no way of like repairing it? And was it just because of that rumor?
It was more than one thing. It was like I was always being talked about, and I heard people knew stuff about me that I never told anyone because I didn't talk about it, but they told me, and then they told me who told them, obviously those girls. And then yeah, it just, but it's okay because the guys that stayed with me are still friends with me now, and it's like I'd rather have them as my friends than those people that just cut me out over what those girls said.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah.
being like fake about it. Yeah, for sure. How about you, Krista? Any long lost best friends you wish you didn't lose, or you kind of are like, whatever?
It was y'all, first of all.
Oh, this girl.
No, I think besides that, I think I had like a bestie, and it was like like always at each other's house, and I felt like this one like actually like understood me. You know, I feel like that's always a problem for me. Like if I think that you don't understand me, I just like not invested. So this one I felt like really understood me, but then it got to the point where, because she was very like social, where she was making like a lot of friends and those friends didn't like me. And I was just like, oh, I felt very uncomfortable because I felt like a lot of like microaggression from them, like the other friends. And I just kind of thought like, oh, okay, well, this is like weird. So whenever I try to hang out with my friend, they'd be like, yeah, sure. And then they would bring like the new friends. And then when the new friends came, it would be always about them. And I was like, oh, this isn't the same. So I can't have that like same one-on-one friendship anymore. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I got to go find some new friends. And then I guess like something happened to me where I just wanted to be very closed off, because at this point in my life, I was very like a social butterfly. And then I was like, I don't need to be like this. I'm not truly a social butterfly. It's really draining on me. And I guess when that friend tried to hit me up, I was like, I don't really feel like it right now. And so later on, I guess it just kind of like, maybe she took it the way that like, oh, she doesn't want to be my friend all of a sudden. She doesn't want to hang out with me. But it's not that I didn't want to hang out with her. It's because her friends didn't like me.
Did you feel like you didn't tell her that?
I don't know why I didn't. I think I should have. I don't know why I didn't. I was just like kind of too embarrassed. Like, why should I even like care about like what other people think about me,
Yeah.
I tried to explain it like years later and it didn't catch. Like it was just like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh,
and then it didn't like
her?
Yeah, it didn't like mend the friendship. And I was like, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, those are the ones that are just not meant to be. If it like you try later and it's like,
yeah.
Eh.
It should be easier than that, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what makes it harder is because like it wasn't like you never like let go of that. Like her, like her friends being like rude to you and mean to you. So it's just like if she couldn't see that in the beginning, then it's like kind of harder for her to see it, like I guess in the future, because in her eyes, like nothing really was the problem. It was just like a fallout.
Yeah.
I've had my very first best friend. We went to elementary school together, and we had classes from kindergarten to 5th grade, like every single class together. And you guys know in elementary school, that is rare. Like it is rare that you get your class with your best friend. And we had every class together until 5th grade. And then she was in a different class, but we would still like hang out at recess and stuff. And then I ended up having to move because my parents split. And then that's when I went to Sierramont and like met all of you guys. And so then I met like you guys, and I like now you guys are like my best friends. And then we go to high school, and it was like we weren't really hanging out anymore. So then like now I lost like my elementary best friends, and then I lost my middle school best friends because of like moving or whatever in life. And then in high school, I feel like I didn't really have a best friend just because, like I said, I had different friends every year.
Mm-hmm.
And then in college, or I guess I did have one best friend. It was a falling out, and in high school, and basically she just thought something of me that I didn't even do, and she was just jealous of me because of her man. And I kind of feel a little weird giving a little more details because it's kind of obvious if I say more details.
Just don't.
But basically the situation was she got mad at me for something I didn't do, and she was just upset and jealous, and I couldn't take that because I was like, I'm your best friend, like I would never do anything to cross you, like why would you think that of me? And I was like, nah, like I can't. And so I just cut her off, and it was like a breakup, dude. It really hurt. And she like came and like gave me all my stuff back that I had at her house. It was a for real like breakup, dude.
Dude, friendships are like relationships. It's like some come and go, but they all teach you something, right? And then you learn what you want in your next friendships, just like relationships. And I always think about like if we all went to the same school with Krista in high school and like we all stayed friends, like would it have been the same as what it is now? But sometimes I'm like, it's kind of cool how it happened, because in college, I think we all like got to grow and find ourselves, and then we come out better people, and we met each other as like adults. And now it's like
adults.
It just worked so well because we know who we are.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I mean with that girl too, like I mean we're cool, like I'll say happy birthday to her on social media, she'll like congratulate me if I post something. So there's like like the air is clear, but it's not like a friendship that I think we could get back to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had another one though that Krista knows of. We were really good friends. She was like one of my first like Christian besties. And the more I give details, the more it's going to be obvious, but of who this person is. But I mean, I truly admired our friendship, and I loved what we had. We had each other's backs. We were together all the time because we went to the same church, and we were doing the same things together and kind of being into mischievous things together, thinking that it was okay, but really it wasn't, and that's okay. We were learning and growing in our own selves, and then come to find out there was just like all kinds of stuff that I didn't know and I didn't realize and I wasn't seeing, and I don't know if it's true. I still don't know if it's true to this day. It kind of, when it all went down, it kind of was just like, it's over. And I feel like if I had the chance, I would like to have a conversation with her and be like, so can you really tell me what happened, and can we kind of clear the air? Because I feel like the air is clear, but it's not. Like, we still follow each other on social media, like, again, same thing, happy birthday, congratulations. But I don't know if I could have that deeper friendship with her ever again, but I would like to kind of have a conversation like, yo, what happened? Why did it happen? And just move on from it, I guess, really.
Yeah.
Would you make that effort to like say like, hey, I'm thinking about this, like, can we clear the air? If you have like
I don't know if I would go out of my way to do it just because of where I'm at in life and everything. But if the occasion occurred or whatever, or say like I bumped into her at the store, because I don't know if she still lives near me, but if that worked, like I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. But if life happened and for whatever reason there was an occasion for us to do it, I would want to. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, yeah. You want it to be like organic.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think she would go out of her way to make it happen for me. You know what I mean? Like,
So
I don't
just like let it go because time has passed, right?
Which, yeah, I mean, totally.
Yeah.
I totally let it go. But at the same time, I'm just still so curious, like just because I see her on my feed and, like common people.
I feel the same way. It's not even closure because I feel like sometimes you can't ever get closure, but it's just like I still follow those girls too and they still follow me. We just don't like each other's photos, which is like so weird. But it's like I really just want to ask because I feel like it's not like I was perfect in the friendship either, right? It's like I've done stuff too, but I can admit to it. It's like I get frustrated because I'm like, let's have a conversation because it bothers me. Like I want to know why they did all that to me because I've never been that hurt. Like it was really traumatizing, even though that sounds dramatic, but it was like I've never had people talk about me like that. And then like it's really hard for me when people just suddenly don't like me or they're mad at me. It makes me really anxious, and I'm just like, I feel like all those people and those girls never know my side because I don't say it. And my therapist is always like, you should share your side of the story. It's not talking badly about people. Like, it's not gossiping. It's just sharing your side. And I'm like, I can't do it. Like, I feel like I'm talking crap about people, but it's like I never defend myself.
No, I feel the same way about like seeing her post and like seeing like how she is in life. And I feel like it's the same thing that you had already mentioned about the growth. You know what I mean? Like we've come from a different place where we've learned, we grew, we moved on. But at the same time, I'm kind of just curious, like not that I want to rekindle a friendship, none of that. But I don't know.
Oh, but let me tell you, like, she hit me up super randomly, like during my senior year of college, and we decided to meet up. But I think just the years have gone by so much that like there would be no point in kind of like amending it because we were just so different at this point. Like I felt like I'm literally the same person. I still watch anime, I still game, I still play my Otome dating games.
Yeah.
Like I'm still this nerdy person that you met back in the day, but for her, like she had completely transformed. And I think we were just like at that different point that I think she had asked me, she's like, yeah, we should hang out some more. But I was just like, I don't know if I can even go past it because I'm still not even over the fact that it happened in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah. And it's like, you can't just erase it and just be like, yeah, let's just start over. It's just like, it's harder when it's been like that long.
So, what advice would you guys give to girls who are looking for a girl group or girls who struggle being friends with girls? Because I feel like we've all been in those shoes at different places in our lives, whether it was younger or older, with trying to make girlfriends, because I feel like it's a common thing. I feel like it's really common for girls to be friends with girls.
Yeah. Okay, Alyssa, you start. What's your advice?
I think it would be to like just give yourself grace and learn more about yourself before like really trying to. I feel like in any relationship, you have to know who you are, what you're about, and how to love yourself. Because I feel like in any relationship that we may have, we're seeking that love, right? Like you guys give me love. It may not be intimate love, but I still receive love from you guys. You know, whether that's encouraging words, whether that's gifts, or anything of that nature, right? And I feel like if you don't know how to love yourself or receive love or give love, it can be hard to build any relationship.
I think,
Agree.
okay, now I know mine. Because I always told myself, oh my God, I'm so lame. But in middle school, I wrote down a quote because, I like to do poetry sometimes. And I wrote to myself, be yourself, even if it means you don't fit in with everybody else. And I still tell myself that to this day. And I feel like I'm really good at staying true to myself. People can always tell me to drink now, right? And it's like, I'm not going to drink even as much as you peer pressure me because I know I shouldn't.
Mhm.
And so it's like, if you stay true to yourself, then you can attract the right people. Maybe that's what I mean. Because
Yeah,
if you're fake,
1,000%.
you're not going to get genuine friends.
Yeah,
They're going to like you for who you want them to like you for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's good. How
I'd
about you guys?
probably say find someone who has like the same core values as you and who is willing to respect you and stand up for you, and someone who's like ultimately just going to be honest. Like, be honest to yourself and be honest to these people. Like if they are genuinely asking you about like relationship, right? And you actually see that it's a very toxic relationship. Don't just be like, oh, maybe he might be like this. You just got to be like, no, he's not good. Like, don't do it. And like, I'm giving you this advice, and if you take it, you like decide to take it, it's up to you. But it's like I'm trying to be a good friend to you, and I feel like that is something that's really strong too. Like, don't have people who are just gonna beat around the bush. Like, you want honesty, get it. Have that person who's willing to give you that.
Yeah, that honest, hard feedback that
Mhm.
we may not want to hear, but we need to hear.
Do you guys think it's hard to give that kind of like feedback to girls? I get scared sometimes. With you guys, I'm not scared, but my other friends, I'll admit, I don't want to say it sometimes because they get hurt.
That's a good
Wait.
point. Sometimes I have to start it off with, I'm saying this because I love
Yes.
you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
Oh.
point.
Is it unwarranted? Like you've noticed it and you want to say it, or is it that they've asked? your
Even when
opinion.
they ask me, I get afraid sometimes to say my honest answer because things like relationships, if they can get really defensive because that's like their boyfriend. And
Yeah.
if they tell me their problems and then it's like you kind of offer your honest opinion, but they don't want to hear it. It's like, well, what kind of friends are we if I always have to tell you what you want to hear?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
Sandwich. Something good, tell them the truth. Something else good.
It's a terrible technique.
You don't have
Really?
to
I use that
sugarcoat
at work all the time, and they don't have a problem when I reprimand them.
Okay, but that's different. Work relationships and your friendships, you shouldn't have to sandwich it with like, yeah.
I still sandwich. I think I sandwiched Alyssa like a while back, and she didn't care.
I probably didn't notice it.
Like with us, I'd rather you just tell me because I don't need you to tell me something nice after. I already know you guys care about me. So it's like, just tell me. Yeah.
I feel the same way. Yeah, any words of wisdom, Krista?
I will give you a word of wisdom that my friend gave me after we had an argument. So we had an argument, and I just didn't talk to her for like a couple days. And she was like, hey, I know you've been avoiding me because you got mad that I said this one thing at you. She says, Krista, you need to learn how to talk through your feelings. And I was like, what? Yeah. She was a really good friend of mine. And we didn't fall out for like a weird reason. It was more like
Natural.
we just grew up in different like cities.
Mhm.
But I applaud her for this because she's like, yeah, we have to talk things through. You don't just throw friendships away and then find a new one and just keep trying to do the same thing. You work on it, you talk about it, and you let it go.
Ooh, that's a good
I'll
one.
even call her out. Thank you, Jackie. Boom.
Boom. Do you guys think that guys grow through this many emotions and things with their friendships, or do you think we kind of just, you think so?
1,000%.
Do you think they get really hurt when their friendships end with guys?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Guys are so
Really?
sensitive, girl.
They
have
may not show it.
emotions. Yeah, they have emotions. They have feelings just as much as we do. I feel like they go through the same things, especially if a group of guys have a solid relationship and the depth
Yeah.
and the length. I feel like that plays into a factor as well. If it's just a single-handedly friend, it might just be like an argument for a few days and then they'll go like back to it.
Yeah.
But I think a solid group of guy friends will definitely go through the same things that we do.
But do you think that they go through like the worrying about this guy being fake and stuff, like the stuff that girls go through with the pettiness? I don't think so.
Oh, I think
No.
they're. I mean, I've heard it from like my group of friends that they like talk about it. Like they just be like, "Oh, no, don't listen to that guy. He's hella fake. Like fuck him." Just, like straight up. Like I think guys are more honest with each other about their feelings. Like not necessarily with girls, but with their like bros, because they're just like, yeah, you know, like that guy, he's no good. Like just don't even listen to him. Just like I don't know.
And then it's
I've
done.
like. Yeah, I've heard it when like Michael talks to his friends like when they're gaming, and I'm just like, wow, you guys are so honest with each other, but you're not honest with like other people. Like I totally get it, you know, like you don't want to be like super vulnerable, but it's just like, you know, it's nice to hear that you guys talk about your feelings now and
I feel like they'll say it on the spot. Like if you're being like a dick to them, like, and they'll say, "Dude, you're doing it right now." Whereas girls would be like,
Holding it
and
in.
then later they're like, "Was she being mean to me?"
Yeah.
They'll
Like
walk
we don't
away
realize
acting
it
cool.
in the moment.
Yeah.
I think it's because we don't think about it. Because then, if you think about going through a fight, right, and then you guys are just like, "Yeah, it's fine, like, whatever, we're just whatever," right? But when you go home at night, you're like thinking about it, and you're like, "Dude, she was hella fucking rude. Like, did you hear the tone she used with me?" And you're just like, you just interpret everything. Yeah.
On the other hand, though, I feel like guys have a really hard time going into deeper conversations, whereas with girls, it's just a little easier.
Yeah.
And like really touching those like, I don't know, childhood traumas and things of that nature, where girls will be like, yeah, this happened when I was a kid. Yep, this sucked, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And then guys are just kind of like scratch and sniff and like, "Hey, you smell that?" This is an actual conversation I overheard.
You smell each other's armpits too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Krista, straight up. Let me
I put my
your
nose straight
armpit.
up in your armpit. I do that every single time.
I know.
Oh my gosh, but I have this story, you guys. Okay, it's about a group of dudes. They're in their 30s now, but maybe a couple years ago, they've been friends since middle school. They had a funeral for one of their friends who was getting married, and they were like, "We never seen this fool since he started dating her." So they legit had a funeral.
Oh my god.
They dressed up and said a few words for the dude. They had a funeral for him. Yeah.
That's funny.
Can you believe that's how dramatic?
No, but I think
also
it's so
sad.
funny.
That's how hurt they were. They had
I know.
they had to close that chapter.
You know what? Yeah, actually, I agree with you that some dudes can be very like deep and vulnerable with their friends.
They show it in different ways. I think it's more humorous ways too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what else is cute? In the same group of friends, two of them are like very best friends, the two of them. They, since middle school, like have mandates. They go out, just the two of them. They look at the stars together. They make mixed CDs for each other. And then at the end of every day or at the end of every conversation on the phone, "I love you. Bye."
Oh,
That's cute.
It's not weird to me when Alyssa says it to us. You know what I mean? But like
Oh, my little
when
one.
it's two dudes, "I love you." "Yeah, I love you too." I just
Armando
think
says
it's
he
cute.
loves his bro friends. He's like, "All right, love you, dude," and they're like, "Oh, I love you too." Yeah, they
really.
That's
Yeah.
cute. I like that. Krista's like, oh.
So weird.
So before I even like considered us a group, or when we finally came up with our name, and then we finally like started hanging out, and then we were a group, I honestly felt like kind of like that one that was like left out, if I'm being completely honest.
Aw, why?
I don't know. I just felt like you guys had like more history, like you guys hung out more. I don't know. Like I felt like I didn't mesh well. I don't know.
I only hung out with Tiff. after middle school?
Like, I don't know. It's probably like in my head, you know, because I'm not used to having a girl group for sure. And I was just like, I kind of feel like I don't really fit in well, but I'm just going to keep hanging out.
That makes me sad.
But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like even though, yeah, like we had really good conversations, we hung out, we laughed, all that good stuff. I felt that I still didn't like fit in.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. And it might be, you know, previous, you know, traumas. I like to use the word trauma. I don't know why, but I don't know. Insecurities. Anyway, that was my confession that I wanted to tell you.
Wait, so like, what would you
up.
say? What would you say was like the turning point where you actually felt like you were a part of this group that we had formed without like initially forming it?
To be even more honest, I confessed this a little bit to Krista one time. Like, I really don't feel like I fit in. Should I even go hang out? Like, I don't even know. I don't even remember what Krista told me.
Holding secrets out on us.
I said I didn't feel it those times we hung out. Like, I feel so bad.
Yeah.
No, when she told me that, I was like, bitch, you crazy. And nobody ever thought that. I was like, it's the same if you're there or you're not.
Do you think that we were like, it's okay to say, but do you think like we were just not including you, or did you feel like our personalities were too different, or it's been too long and you needed time?
Not that I wasn't included. I for sure felt included. I just felt like I didn't like mesh, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I felt like, yeah, maybe our personalities, like I like kind of excluded myself as like more different than you guys. I mean, I definitely don't see that way now. I was more in the beginning and I was just really like, okay, like we have a whole name. Like, is this really happening? Like,
I know we said we were never going to be those squad people. And then
here
one
we
day
are.
I was like, Vajayjays! And then Vajayjays. Oh my God, I never knew that. That's funny.
Well, I'm
But
glad
yeah.
it was like all in my head then and that it wasn't true.
We make that a point. Like if a girl is like hanging out with another group of girls and they start feeling like maybe I don't belong, that I think all girls should say something and just realize that some part of it may be in their head. Like I realize that there are some circumstances where, you know, girls are actually not being fair to you, which we have displayed, but there are times also where it's like you owe it to yourself to at least like voice your feelings, and if it's in your head then you accept that it's just in your head.
Yeah, that's good, especially with us. Like we're so honest now, and like I can tell you guys anything and I know you guys wouldn't like intentionally hurt my feelings and even tell me the truth, so I feel like that's really good advice to just say it. Like but
then I'll give my confession. Go ahead.
Oh, there's confession time. What's happening?
Okay, yeah,
go Krista, go.
No, sometimes I felt like the same as Alyssa, like even after that, like, because I remember feeling like, because I'm very like constricted with what I can do. Well, during this time I was very constricted with what I could do, and I felt like I kind of held the group back because I couldn't do certain things, and I just kind of felt like I feel like pressured, like maybe I shouldn't be in this friend group because they can't do some things because I can't do them, and I just feel like, oh, if I can't contribute the same way, then I just feel like I'm kind of a failure to the group.
What?
So that's kind of like how I felt.
No, I feel as oblivious as you do.
Wait, and then Alyssa told me to shut the F up. It's in your head, bish.
But Krista,
and then I was like, oh, okay.
Like what things though? I didn't feel like you stopped us.
Yeah.
No, because I felt bad because like there are some times where like this happens all the time, like where it's like, hey, let's hang out, and then like something will come up with me. Like one time I got a job.
Oh, when we were getting at her for not being able to travel. Remember when we were like, getting at her for like not traveling?
Oh, the work.
Oh, because I had a 9-month probation, and I cannot leave during that time, especially, and I can't leave during the summer because that's when our year closes. Now. And I just felt like so like
we were like really
Guilty.
planning. We were really planning to go somewhere on a girl trip, and we kept throwing out dates, and then we started like throwing bashes at Krista, like, oh, you can never go, or you're always so busy. So she kind of like took it to heart.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry, girl. You
why
should
don't you
tell
tell
us.
us when our jokes go too far?
See, this was another thing about like with girls, because also like I know that that's how you felt about girls, that like, oh, they just take it so personal. So I didn't want to like be like that girl who like took it personal.
But
that's why
we
I
were
took it to
on a
Alyssa,
different
because
level.
she wouldn't take it personally, and I know that for sure. And she told
Krista,
me it's in my head. So
it's different because those are girls I first met in, like, I'm talking about the first few meetings. They're like already offended, so I'm like, crap, I can't be myself. We were already deep into a friendship here. You could have just said it and I would have been like, I'm so sorry, I won't even make those jokes anymore. Like, I would not have, I would just moved on.
okay, I should have said something, but I felt bad because like I just had like one thing after another, and I remember you guys even like, because I came late to dinner one time, and you guys even planned something for like my birthday, and I felt so bad when I told you that I couldn't go on the trip that you guys were planning for my freaking birthday because I had already like bought a ticket going somewhere else, and then you said, okay, let's do it when you get back, and I couldn't even do that because it was too close from when I came back, and I just felt bad. Like, you know what I mean?
It's okay. Life
Guilt.
throws curveballs, okay? So you can't expect everything to happen.
And
Like it's just like it's fine. Like we'll work around it, and we're not gonna be upset and just be like, you know what, she's not gonna go. We're just not gonna even invite her. We're not like that.
It's not a reason to feel like you should have to leave a friend group. That's so extreme. Like, we're understanding. I don't even think we think about that anymore. I forgot about it.
It's like Krista asking to divorce all of us.
I know. I'm sorry. Oh my God, both of you, I'm sorry.
I know. You guys should have said something. I
You
felt
have
like
a
it was totally
confession?
fine.
Who has a
I'm clear.
confession?
I don't have honestly, to be honest, in the beginning, I had fun the first time we hung out, all four of us again. I feel
Dude, that
like
was so fun.
it was just like we connected, and it's like, even though we didn't talk for so many years, it was like easy. And then I didn't ever think that. I was just like, cool, these girls are so fun. It's funny.
I don't even remember what we did on our first hangout, but I'm pretty sure
I'll
it
tell
was
you.
fun.
Krista's house drinking.
Oh, easy. That's multiple times.
We didn't even plan on drinking. I think we were just like, hey, let's just meet up and just see what happens, right? And then I remember when you guys came in, because I told my mom, I said, Mom, Tiffany and Alyssa, and I don't think you met Catherine, but they're coming over. Remember them? And my mom was like, I remember them. She's like, I'm going to bring you food. I said, no, don't bring food, because I don't know. I didn't know how it was going to go. So I was like, don't bring food, because what if it's weird?
Did you guys go into that night feeling awkward?
No.
Yeah.
We were drunk.
No.
Well, like going
into it.
Oh, going in.
I was
yeah.
not nervous. That is so funny.
No,
because I hadn't talked to you guys. Like Krista was just like, oh yeah, like I was talking to Krista, and she was like, yeah, like come hang out with Tiffany and Catherine. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like not that I wasn't down, but I was just like, I don't know how they're gonna perceive me. I didn't know how it was gonna go. Like it had been so long. Like you said, like we're talking like 2017, 10 years since middle school. Like literally 10 years.
Okay, why do you guys think all four of us work so well then? I'm gonna get cheesy.
Okay, I think we all work so well because even though some of our interests may not like completely align, I think we're all open to, you know, everyone's interests. Our personalities are all over the place. The one crazy thing that we have, like that we all have, is that we're crazy. Oh, actually, two things: we're crazy and we're stupid sometimes. But it works with us. Like our group, we don't mind saying stupid things because it's gonna be funny for everyone else. Mm-hmm. Well, for us, maybe not for everyone else, but we get each other's jokes. We don't take anything to heart unless you want us to take it to heart, like in a serious question, then we will. But I don't know. I think we just all vibe very well. Like we understand each other to the point where I think we know when we shouldn't be stepping on, you know, each other's toes. And if they are asking for advice, we'll give them advice. Or if they want us to listen, we'll listen. Yeah. Like, we're always a friend who's going to be there.
I feel like we're also just really real. Like I've never been this comfortable around people this fast for this long. Like with girling. Like I have never had a girl group that I felt like this. And so also I think it's all of us are always trying to be good people and then better ourselves. Like, and we notice things that are like we can work on, and then we help each other through that. So like we're really supportive with everything we do, and it's like even the little things that happens to someone. Oh, like Alyssa got a job. Like I love how much we celebrate each other for everything, even if it's like something small. And like I know that you guys are all always going to work really hard to get to where you want to be, so then it motivates me, because when you're around, for lack of a better word, like lazy people, that starts to like rub off on you, and then you kind of don't want to try as hard because you're like, my friends don't have to, and we're all just going to chill. And I like that we all like work really hard.
I think we're all like-minded, like you said, and like all like goal-oriented and like driven. And I feel like that might be what binds us together. Like you said, we're always pushing each other. And then to go off of what Tiffany said too, is like we're all super chill. Like none of us are like, I don't know, how do I explain chill?
Crazy
like,
in the good way, not the
Yeah.
psychotic way.
Definitely crazy in the good way, but I feel like our vibes, like she was saying, like our energy, like we're just chill, like we're like down to do whatever, like adventures. We're down to just chill in their house. Like we don't have to have like a whole shebang to hang out. And then our conversations, like they just flow. Like we can go from talking about who knows what to all of a sudden we're in space, like literally. That's how far it goes.
No, I would say like I think we're like we have like this like the same core values of like, yeah, we do work hard and we like hustle, and we all have our own side things. I don't think we rely on each other at all. I think that's pretty important, because if you're relying on somebody, you're trying to get something more than what you can get out of them. But also I think I really appreciate that we like truly accept that each person is different. Like for me and Alyssa especially, like we're like church people, so a lot of people don't want to hear about our church lives. They don't want to hear our church opinion about anything.
Never.
And you guys just hear it and you're like, cool, I don't do the same things, but I see what you do. And then we leave it at that, and then we're back in space, you know, talking about spitting each other's faces. And it's just like not a big deal. I chill.
Yeah, we're really respectful of each other's opinions too. Like I like that we can disagree and it's not an argument. It's like funny, we laugh about it after.
Yeah, definitely.
We just gel, honestly. We just gel, we mesh, and
Are you gelling?
People are gelling of us, and it could be honestly because of our middle school history. You know what I mean? It might be that's the commonality out of all of this, and now all of a sudden we're grown, we're new people, but still the same person at that core heart of who we were at such a young age. And that ultimately might be the reason why this works so well. Like we could still be that funny, goofy, crazy kid that you know everybody wants to express in any friendship or any, you know what I mean, any relationship. You want to be yourself, like Catherine said, be yourself. And here we are, ourselves, just as much as we were as a kid, and it still works. Like it just still works.
Remember that first night that we hung out together? Let me see if I can find it. I think we all posted about it, but I was like, in the caption it says, "Good to know we're the same amount of annoying that we were at age 11." Is the picture. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that was just so good times.
Weird. It's so weird how all this happened. I think about it sometimes and I'm just like, whoa. I know.
Men for a reason, right? So holla. And I honestly, I appreciate you guys so much in my corner and like celebrating me, because it can be hard to like celebrate yourself. And like I appreciate that we do celebrate each other in our little victories to like honestly like this life, because it's not easy. And like you guys are like the people I want in my corner, like the type of people I want in my corner. And I'm honestly so thankful.
To our friendship, you guys. You're so cute.
All right, guys, that wraps up our conversation on what it's like to deal with girlfriends, to try to get girlfriends, or honestly, don't do it. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I love these girls, and I'm so thankful for the relationships that I have with them. And we hope that you are able to find just as great of connection as we do here. Stay
Stay
bitchin'.
Late.